Royal drama. The fallout continues for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle after their stunning announcement. The couple stepping back from their royal duties. Both have been outspoken about the pressures of public life being in the royal family. So what's next after this Megxit bombshell?
It's what everybody's talking about. And joining us this morning is an expert in this, Amy Mitchell. She's a member of the British American Chamber of Commerce Board. She's also the owner of a tea party business called Houses of Windsor.
Yes.
Great to have you, Amy.
Thank you so much
for being here. So tell me first about your shock when the announcement came out.
So initially, I did have a bit of shock. I wasn't quite expecting it. But then once the initial shock wears off, it sort of starts to make sense because they have expressed that they are not real comfortable or happy in the role as like only royals. And if you think about just what Harry grew up in, you know, I think he's trying to carve out his own path within the royal family.
A lot of people are saying, well, they don't enjoy being in the fishbowl of being in the royal family. But from what we're understanding, it sounds like they still want to be rich millionaire celebrities. They just don't want to do it under the umbrella of the royal family. So it doesn't sound like they're looking for peace and quiet.
Right. I think they do want some peace and quiet. I think they realize that's not completely realistic. It is tricky. I was actually speaking with some of my British friends, and they said it's tricky because as Americans, we see, oh, well, they'll just become celebrities. But as royals and celebrities are very different things. Royals are expected to represent their country, and it's a whole other thing. So for them to try to transition into celebrity only, it's, it's not aligned.
No, it's rough waters. Yeah, one of the things that folks are hearing is that the folks in Britain are very upset about this. We even saw the headline this morning that at Madame Tussauds in London that they actually took the wax figures of Harry and Meghan and threw them out or put them somewhere.
Right.
What is the feeling of people in Britain right now?
Right. So the feeling is mixed because the people that I speak with, like we'll call them the real people, they actually feel they're torn because they do understand we're like, you know, the generation, the age group where we understand they are humans. That it's not quite fair that they were born, or that Harry was born into this, and Meghan marrying into it, thinking that she knows what she's entering into, and then living it is a totally different thing. So, so they're torn because they feel like, yes, they've been paying, like they paid for their expensive wedding, they paid for all these things, and now they want to run off to Canada, allegedly, you know, and so the common Brits are a little torn because they think they should have some freedom, but they don't know how this is going to work logistically.
What about this hubbub with the Queen, that she was not properly notified or told?
Right, so that's actually not true. That doesn't seem to be the case. Harry and Meghan were in talks with the senior, members of the royal family. What happened was that the Sun, which is like a prominent tabloid over there, one of their friends leaked to the press about them talking about doing this, and so when they found out the tabloids were going to do it, they decided we've got to get ahead of this, and that's why they did their Instagram post. And yeah, it's like doesn't follow proper protocol and obviously is not great for the Queen, but their hand was kind of forced.
We saw in the Queen's Christmas address that she had the family photos next to her on the table, and that Harry and Meghan were not on the table, and many people saw that as a sign.
Well, they weren't, but also I wonder how much of it is that they are so removed from, like, as far as being heir. Like, now that William has children of his own, Harry is like sixth in line. So I don't know if the pictures are more of just like who's in the main royal family now.
Do you expect that this will get quiet now that it's the initial sort of rumblings of it will simmer down?
I think it will some, but actually I think that we're entering into a new monarchy for the Brits. There's other European monarchies that have already slimmed down, and so I think they're heading in that route of, like, the royals who are not so urgent or like not so close, they can kind of go off and do their own thing. So I think they're just the first ones to venture out on this, and it's going to be, logistically really tricky, but I think that there's hope. It'll be okay.
And it always gives us something to talk about, right?
I know. Yes. I can talk about it forever.
You can talk about it at a tea and crumpet party with Amy. She can arrange it for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We loved having you. And I really appreciate it. I love her. It's called a fascinator, not a hat. It's a fascinator. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you so much.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.